As we're all very well aware, The Simpsons almost exclusively exist to predict the future. It has been running for almost 30 years, so it's inevitable that some themes that crop up in the show might occur in real life. But some of the plotlines are eerily close to events that have happened throughout the world. The long-running animated comedy has an uncanny talent for looking into the future with incredible accuracy. Whether it's clever scripting or just a bonkers coincidence, it's hard to deny the show has a habit of predicting the future. And this wasn't the only time the writers have managed to predict the future. It happens many times throughout the Simpsons episode. So who needs Nostradamus when you can just watch and figure out what might happen? Here are the Simpsons predictions that haven't happened yet, but possibly could, so don't miss it. And if you are new on this channel, please subscribe and click the notification button for more exciting videos. Today we are going to talk about the Simpsons prediction that possibly could happen anytime. But first, leave a comment below of what you think will happen in the future. As for me, futuristic technology, hover cars, AI intelligence, hologram mail, and maybe colonization of Mars. We never know, so here are some other things we should watch out for. So first of all, do you like flying? In an airplane? In a helicopter? Or in a car? Well, on our first list is a hover car. Let's start with a more believable conspiracy. The 1992 episode While Much-Aged Homer and Bart finish watching the movie Itchy and Scratchy with a scene 40 years into the future. So in 2032 older Homer and Bart are walking to a cinema and passing by a Star Trek-style hover car. So you may ask how this will likely become a reality? Well, this year alone a number of flying car prototypes have been unveiled. One of which has the backing of Google co-founder Larry Page. And an interesting fact is that in 2017, Renault created a futuristic-looking concept car called Float that counts move any direction without turning. The same technology is being used in Tesla's Hyperloop train design. On to the next is the famous Big Ben, but Big Ben's clock face will have been swapped for a digital display. Well, it's kind of weird being a digital display like a phone, but hey, it's the future. In the episode Lisa's Wedding first aired. It was the first Simpsons episode to be primarily set in the future. Lisa's husband is a good-looking British man who resembles Hugh Grant. So much has happened in the future, some of which like video phones, smartwatches, satellite dishes, and the longevity of the Rolling Stones that have already come true. The digital Big Ben may not happen yet, but perhaps it's the real reason behind these repairs we've heard so much about. Maybe one day we'll see it without its classic analog clock face. On to the next is virtual food. For those who always like to eat delicious food but won't go on a diet, here is something you should anticipate. In the future, one particular episode showed Homer and Marge chowing down on some virtual food. In the world currently, you may know that virtual food isn't something that exists yet, but virtual reality does. In the episode, you will see that this level of technology is nowhere near the levels that were shown in this episode, but will it get there? Probably. Next is the daughter of Donald Trump being potentially running for president in 2028. Alarming presidential prediction came from right in the middle of the Trump presidency. By this point, Trump had already demonstrated his methods of running the country, so the idea of one of his offspring being passed the baton was really quite alarming. However, the show predicted that Ivanka would run for office in 2028. If their track record is anything to go by, and it is, then this will probably happen. It is conceivable that Ivanka could run for president, and although there are preferred qualifications of a Supreme Court justice, the Constitution does not stipulate anything one way or the other. Next is the power of music. Do you believe that music can control people's minds? Some people say that this is one of the scariest episodes they have ever seen. It will give you the shivers. Could this be a prediction of the way the music industry is heading? Well, the idea of mind control via music has been something that has been strangely present in the industry for many years. People like to believe that Led Zeppelin had been telling them to worship Satan since the release of Stairway to Heaven, and a variety of people have pointed the finger at Judas Priest since. The truth is, it hasn't happened. However, the show has given us a very clear image of how the Navy might choose to recruit in the future by backmasking the words "Join the Navy" into a pop song, so be very wary. Next is the extremely large-scale environmental disaster. A Simpson movie tackles a massive environmental disaster, and yes, it's like the many viruses out there, but no glass dome yet. So this most definitely could happen, but fixes it in a truly implausible way. In the 2007 film, Homer dumps pig feces in the already dangerously polluted Springfield Lake, causing an environmental crisis. To keep the town's contamination contained, the president encloses Springfield under a giant glass dome. But the part about the environmental disaster might just be a major warning to us in the future. Companies are getting more and more careless in the way they do business, and this is having a major effect on our lives, as well as the environment we live in. At this point, we all know that global warming is a real thing and a huge issue caused by humans. The Simpsons could be predicting a huge environmental disaster on a scale we've never seen before. Next is the futuristic hologram mail. Another look into the future had a deadbeat Bart getting a hologram message hiring his band for a club gig. The booking signed off with "Smell ya later," which replaced the customary goodbye. HD3 holograms, a 3-sided holographic display case, are already available for use in stores and installed in more than 500 Best Buy stores. Could hologram mail be close to reality? Maybe. But one thing is for sure, it won't be cheap. Next is the colonization of Mars. As The Simpsons progressed, it isn't exactly a secret that they have begun to run out of storyline ideas. In the episode, Marge is not thrilled when Lisa volunteers for a future one-way trip to Mars, so she volunteers to go with her. In fact, hoping to dissuade Lisa, the whole family signs up. The idea behind Exploration Incorporated's expedition is to colonize the Red Planet before 2026, a date that moves up to, like, the end of the week. The takeoff fails, but Lisa and Marge make it to Mars in 2051, only for Lisa to announce she wants to move to Venus. While Elon Musk's SpaceX is currently developing Mars-bound cargo flights for as early as 2022 and sending someone to Mars in between 2019 to 2025. This could very well be our future, and to fully colonize Mars would require an out-of-this-world budget. Next is the legend of a large ape-like beast. Yes, you know what I am talking about. It's the mythical creature Bigfoot. Legend has it that some people actually saw it, but nobody has actual proof if it was ever real or not. But on a Simpson episode, they have discovered that Bigfoot may be real. While on a camping trip with the gang, Homer is mistaken for Bigfoot after falling into mud and is captured by scientists for observation. But it was Bart who encountered the real Sasquatch in 2002 while exiting a bus in Canada. Okay, so maybe we're stretching it a little by suggesting that Bigfoot could be real. But then again, maybe we're not. Next is another prediction made by The Simpsons. Involving technology and robots taking over the world is much more sinister. This prediction was made in the episode Itchy and Scratchy Land, which aired all the way back in 1994. The family visits Itchy and Scratchy Land, which is basically a theme park heavily based on Disneyland. The theme park is filled with itchy and scratchy robots who are peaceful at first, but eventually go berserk, killing everyone in sight. What this episode is alluding to is the eventual singularity of artificial intelligence. For those who don't know, singularity is the exponential growth of artificial intelligence, up to and beyond the point where it becomes on par with human intelligence. There are many theories about what would happen when machines become smarter than us, but one of the darkest is the prediction that the machines will exterminate humans because they see us as a threat. Although you may think this is just something that happens in Terminator movies, artificial intelligence is actually growing faster and faster today, and eventually, we may have to accept the fact that our race will be destroyed by a new synthetic form of intelligence. In fact, Jürgen Schmidhuber is known as the father of artificial intelligence, believes that AI superintelligence will trigger runaway technological growth and profound changes to civilization in just 30 years. And that's all for today's video. Comment what you want on this list that you want to happen in the future. Thank you for watching. We hope that you enjoy the video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button below, and if you like to see more, please smash that subscribe button, and we will see you all next time.